Close your eyes and imagine. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Oh, you might say I'm a dreamer. I'm not the only one. If you probably haven't noticed by now, I'm definitely quoting John Lennon. I am drawing attention to a polarizing society. We have many issues that people firmly stand to a point that there is an aggression between groups. Just a humorous example, dog lovers versus cat lovers. But to get on the more important matters, such as vax and anti-vaxxers, those who believe in Eastern and Western medicine, and religious differences. Most common examples of heated topics are those of politics, so pro-choice, pro-life, gender differences, and even goes down to the reliance of the political party itself. Democrats and Republicans. A Pew Research study says that 71% say they probably or definitely would not, 71% of Democrats say they probably or definitely could or would not consider being in a committed relationship with someone who voted for Donald Trump. This polarization is ruining the chance for people to put aside differences and get to know a person for who they are. It destroys potential relationships and friendships. Personally, I had a cousin who was dating a girl for 2 years, and because of political differences, she broke up with him. And I'm sure we all know people like that. So you have to ask yourself, where is this polarization coming from? And I speculate for one reason, to be the media. And why is that? Well, we live in media filter bubbles. Whether we realize it or not, most of the media is segmented. So after this internet research paper, it kind of brought to the forefront how the realizations of the segmentation of my own media. First off, just being a woman, there's a lot of accessories and clothes, and then it's kind of varied into smaller segments of my most direct interests, like photography. So there was camera lenses and editing videos and whatnot. So once it's brought to your attention, I'm sure you realize it too, and I'm sure you've already noticed. This problem feels out of our hands because most of the media is segmented for us already. So rather, let's take that responsibility in our hands and follow the opposing sides to bridge our gap differences, rather than just kind of putting our hands up in the air. Let's take down that responsibility. Let's change it. To build our society, starting with ourselves, make media the results of rich, diverse sense of connectedness between groups rather than the diversion and aggression that we kind of currently face. So there's the opposing arguments. That being that the idea of segmented media is better for communication. Well, to counter that, it's really an echo chamber. There is one idea just being pinballed around like in a pinball machine, versus the communication of two ideas. So really there's no communication. It's just a constant cycle of like the hamster on the wheel, just going round and round. So that doesn't really call for much communication. And there's the other argument of great for money making. Okay, this is true, but sometimes it's great to see something unexpected. Like, I personally wouldn't mind seeing some boy clothing on my feed. I have 4 brothers, and I have some guy friends. What if I see something that, not for myself, but something I like to give to somebody else? Because there is this hyper-focus of you. It's nice to see other things that make you think of maybe other people, or bring up other ideas. So that's the point I'm trying to get at. So every person is made to have connection with each other. We are social beings. It is interesting that the simple phrase we so often say is teamwork makes the dream work. This speaks to the big truths I'm trying to share with you right now. Just like a sport team can't accomplish anything on the court without some communication, like, hey Frankie, throw me a pick. If I don't say that, she's not gonna do it, and like we won't get the basket into the hoop. So same with the society. We can't grow without communication, and not just any communication, but I'm saying the right kind. And what do I mean by that? I don't know about you, but the most common word and piece of advice that I've been given when facing a relationship problem has always been communicate. So talk with your partner about how you feel, what you think, what you want, what you believe, you. But communication has sacrifice. And this goes for any relationship to family, friends, boyfriend, girlfriend. Communication is duality. There is more to the word communication that meets the eye. You can communicate all you want to each other and it only escalate. You share one idea, this person shares the idea, and then this idea keeps getting reiterated, so on, so on, so on. So the communication is there, you're communicating one idea, this is communicating one idea, but they're bouncing off each other, and you're really not getting anywhere. So I'm really speaking to the element of sacrifice. So now I want to talk about a little bit more about sacrifice, just to dive into the epistemology of the word sacra, meaning holy, in fice, to make or do, deriving from, so this is the both words deriving from Latin. This is not the definition of the word, but sheds light on that definition, which means to offer up. It's speaking to the fact of doing or going above yourself, like that the holy part is like doing or making actions to transcend yourself, so your ideas, your beliefs. It means so it's offering up, to go above yourself, put yourself in someone else's shoes. I'm not saying to not have a backbone, you need to know where you stand and on important matters, especially, but I'm saying offer up your hard-headedness, offer up time, offer up stubbornness, and not listen to a constant cycle of yourself, but others. And new ideas will come flooding your way, so let's go out of our way to learn those new ideas. And let's start by making our own feed, our own media, more of society making media, more cohesive, more connected, as rather what we're facing right now, the whole division that's a current situation. So I propose that right now we pull out our phone, which I have right in front of me, and I did this before the speech, I promise, and I swear I did. Start adding to your feed opposing ideas, or not just opposing, but something totally different, out of your comfort zone to follow. So that way, and I would say like any platform, Twitter, Instagram, that way we can all put each other in each other's shoes, become more supportive, understanding, and build a positive society. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Thank you for listening to my speech.